Hey guys, it's John and welcome to my playthrough of Blueprints. This is a new indie puzzle game that's kind of taken the world by storm, apparently. It's really blowing up. I think it released last week. So that automatically struck my interest because when have you ever heard of an indie puzzle game getting any kind of mainstream hype, right? So I'm gonna check it out here. It's developed by Dogu Bomb. I'm unfamiliar with their previous work. It's published by Raw Fury though, which publishes a lot of great indie games. So there you go. Let's check out the settings. I will go to graphics right away and we'll just go ahead and make sure that there's no annoying settings like a chromatic aberration or bloom or motion blur or anything like that. Doesn't seem to be anything. And yeah, okay, really minimal settings here. We're gonna go ahead and start a new game. I don't know what to expect. I haven't seen any footage or anything. I didn't watch the trailer. I just bought the game. I think it's like $15. See what I tell you, Dogu Bomb. I wouldn't lie to you. At Raw Fury, see, I got all the names right. I wasn't even like looking down at my notepad or anything. Tonda Ross, okay. Or Rose, perhaps. Is that the blueprints?
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
Seems impossible.
The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner.
Timely manner.
Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse.
Well, that seems really unfair.
In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Okay. Okay, so if your grandnephew, if the gift lapses, if he doesn't come through, then who gets it? Where does it go? Just goes into like legal red tape limbo. Day one. I really like the art direction of this. Very blue. Oh, it's me. Okay. Well, I guess time to hang out here. There's a number 50 up there with some footsteps. I'm not sure what that's all about. Open only in the event of my death. Well, you have died, so.
Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of this bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day.
Huh.
One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead." With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair.
All right. Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. That sounds like something that's good. I'm going to have to take, like, literally, you know? Okay. What's this? What did I get? The Mount Holly blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access the blueprint map by pressing tab. Great. Okay, so are we trying to get to the antechamber, it looks like. We're in the entrance hall. It's kind of like, oh, I like this. Kind of like Clue. Kind of like the board game Clue. Okay, interesting. The directory here, we read this. Entrance hall. Past the steps and beyond the grand doors, admission to Mount Holly is granted by way of a dark and garish lobby, suitably called the entrance hall. From here, each guest's adventure begins. However, the 3 doors that proceed onward do not always lead to the same adjoining rooms. Type: permanent. Interesting. So, alright, there's like a million rooms. The antechamber. This is the objective. From its root, meaning the room before, all signs and paths point towards the antechamber. This mysterious sealed room, resting on the 9th rank, may prove, however, quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, you can't help but draw a connection between this chamber and room 46. Interesting, and then we can kind of sort through them. Okay, gotcha. I'm calling it a day. Can you imagine if I did that? Oh, you can't see it. No, look, down here. Call it a day. All right, well, this is really fun. Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose 1 footstep. When you no longer have any steps left, you'll be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. Okay. So that answers my question about what that is. And is it timed? He said a timely manner. Or is the time measured by the footsteps? Because I feel like that might make a little more sense than any sort of formal timing. Okay, well, let's go to the right. Oh, select a room to draft. Oh, okay, so we choose what room to go to? Hallway, closet. Closet has 2 items in it. Bedroom. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. Well, I think we're going to want to do a hallway. See? Because that kind of makes sense with the structure. One of the many nondescript hallways snaking through the estate and providing elegant causeways between the more noteworthy destinations that the house has to offer. So I've drafted this one time. Okay, I'm starting to understand. Okay, so I entered and I lost 1 step, right? Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Oh, okay. So just because I have doors here doesn't mean that they're not locked. Ah, okay. Now, keeping in mind that this is a corner, this is kind of what I wanted to see. It comes up with 3 corner pieces right here. So there's Nook that has a +1 key, Parlor that has a puzzle piece on it, and then there's Pantry, which has 4 gold coins. Interesting. And once I choose to draft, I don't know if there's a way to get out of it. Let's say, Nook. So we get a key here in the Nook. Okay. So you can actually, you can't see this because my camera's covering it up, but it's up there. I have 1 key. I actually don't know. I guess now would be the time to try to find a corner where I can go. Seems like the steps we want to keep on screen, but we got the keys over there, and we got like the name of the room over there. So I don't know if this is a safe room. I might end up going back to the upper right, and I'll just be narrating when I've got keys there and stuff. Okay. A snug corner reading room which serves as a quiet, private place for guests to spend a few hours of their afternoon away from the hustle and bustle of the staff. Okay. I like that you can kind of create your own map. It's kind of like a puzzle roguelike. Is that am I getting the right vibe from this? So if I choose lavatory, that's a dead end, right? But I can choose parlor and get puzzle piece. Does that mean that there's going to be a puzzle in here that I have to solve? The gems are on the desk. The gems are in this box. The gems are on the floor. Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. You're telling me 3 different things. Okay. So I got a music box key, a rather curious wind-up key, a component of the parlor game.
Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had seen some decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. May the 2nd is when I mailed this.
There will always be at least 1 box which displays only true sentiments. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only false statements. Only 1 box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. So, okay. 1 box, always true. Or no, there'll always be 1 box that's true, 1 box that's false. 1 box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty, but the other 2 aren't guaranteed to be the one that's lying and the one that's telling the truth. Is that right? Okay, well, we can probably narrow it down at least, because this one says the gems are on the floor. Okay, well, we're going to look on the floor, and if they're not there, then this is the one that's lying. The gems are in this box. The gems are on the desk. Well, we can also check the desk. Okay, well, if the gems aren't on the desk, which it looks like they're not, then that seems like that would be a lie. Are the gems on the floor? I certainly don't see anything. I can't crouch or anything, but it would appear that there are no gems on the desk or on the floor. So therefore, one of those is the liar. They could both be lying, but that means that the gems are in this box, right? When they say the prize, do they mean the gems? Let's use... I mean, maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Am I oversimplifying this? I'm going back up here. Well, the gems were in the box. So now I have 2 gems. Sorry, I thought for some reason I was using up the key, but I guess not. Okay. So we got some gems and great. So I guess we've solved the puzzle. All right. Thanks, Herbert. This is thrilling so far. All right. I guess this next room, it has to be drafted in a way that makes sense. So it's going to have a doorway that connects to the hallway and a doorway that connects, obviously, to us. Oh, or not. Because if we do guest bedroom, then we get 10 footsteps, right? However, it means that the hallway connects to nothing. Closet has 2 items. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. I mean, I guess we could do that and just go back to the hallway. Let's see if we can do that. I mean, now we lost 1, but then we gained 2. Now, unless if it doesn't say something, oh, coin purse. Each time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 coin in interest. So it's like a permanent buff that we have. Is there a way I can see that? Okay, here, it's in our inventory, see? Okay. Boy, there's really no good corner to go in. Maybe down here. Okay. And we have no coins. I think I'll go down here, and then I'll just tell you. This is bedroom rank 2. I don't know if the rank has any meaning to it. Greetings from Reddington. Great, awesome. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the greetings. So then this goes back to the hallway. That is a really smooth, seamless transition right there. That's actually very impressive. You know? A familiar room that you may have slept in at some prior visit in the past. Like most bedrooms of the estate, these quarters offer you a little rest and recuperation during your long days exploring the surrounding rooms. Okay. I get what you mean. Shops. There's shops, apparently. Huh. So it says parlor is room 5. I guess these are just... So each room only appears once. I see. Okay. So we can't get another hallway. We can't get another parlor, another bedroom, or another nook. Or we might get a different bedroom, but not this exact one. That is very interesting. Okay. Let's see. So we lost a footstep, by the way, when we backtrack. So, okay, here we go. If we do a lavatory, which is a dead end, we're going to want to do dead ends at some point. Corridor is always left unlocked. We could also do storeroom, get a key, a gem, and a coin. Well, actually, we have a coin purse, so we'll get more than that. Let's do corridor. Right? And let's look around, see if there's anything that we can pick up, because sometimes you just find stuff like that coin purse. Corridor rank 2 is what that is. It really wants me to do this like closet, this guest bedroom and stuff. Let's do the courtyard. There's a gem requirement. Interestingly, I'm not sure why. We'll take that. Here we are. Right? So here's the courtyard. Now, my question here is, do we have to use all 46 rooms in order to get to the antechamber? Or do we just try to make our way to the antechamber? I guess I'll see. I guess I'll be able to understand the challenge later. This is courtyard rank 3, by the way. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose a coin? Well, I don't have a coin, but okay. We could do... Let's do the... Should we do the den? Should we do the lavatory? What's in the lavatory? Like, if we make a dead end here, and I choose to go in. It's lavatory rank 3. There doesn't appear to be anything. He's got his towels initialed. Oh, wow. Let me just check. No, I don't want to call it a day. Controls. Tab. Blueprint. Shift is apparently stroll. And then, like, it's pretty obvious we need to click on something, so I guess this was just a bust. Like, this room just didn't give us anything. That's okay. I kind of wish I hadn't entered it and wasted a footstep. Right? So we can do spa here. We can do closet, which it's practically begging me to do that. Let's do pantry and get some coinage. Okay, and this has coins. So I've gotten 5 thanks to the coin purse. There's also a banana here. The banana gives us 3 more steps, I guess, because it gave us, you know, more stamina from eating. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Okay. Well, we found 1 banana. Interesting. So, yeah, so the extra change that we picked up was from this, right? Can I go up there? It seems like a significant amount of these rooms is like set dressing. Which, honestly, I appreciate the game not wasting my time. Having to sit here and... Wait, what's up with those cups? They're like on the top of the shelf. That's weird, right? Coffee grinder. Just got done playing Scratches, Director's Cut the other day, so... Got coffee grinder on the mind. I do appreciate the game not wasting my time and having to like fling all these cabinet doors open and be like, nothing. There's nothing there. Okay. So, passageway requires 2 gems that we don't have, so that's not an option for us. We can do guest bedroom and get 10 steps. I mean, we may as well do that, right? Now, this is a rank 2 guest bedroom. Even though there's nothing to pick up here, there's at least a note. So I can read about some lore, maybe?
Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hope your health improves shortly. KL. Okay. So this is, I guess, a hint for a puzzle in the billiard room. You don't play darts the conventional way.
That's very cool. Big old basketball there. Seems like when there's an object that you can interact with, it's very obvious, which again, I appreciate. Having said that, I wouldn't be shocked if I have, missed something. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to the game. Okay, so we've actually, if we want to take a look at the map, we actually need to go back to the entrance hall. So I'm assuming that I really don't want to force myself to have a dead end, right? We want there to be another option. That's why I was like, we'll get the lavatory and the guest bedroom kind of out of the way, because I assume that they're gone from like the room pool now. So we don't have dead ends anymore. So we're going to go back to the entrance hall. But before we do that, we'll read the little tips on the rooms. A well-stocked pantry is always the true test of a large estate, and keeping Mount Holly's wide gamut of ingredients and supply stocks has always been one of the primary priorities of the house staff. Guest bedroom. A small bedroom maintained and kept available for accommodating weekend guests and impromptu visitors who find themselves compelled to stay the night. Now, I might be wrong about them. We might be able to draft them multiple times because it does say you've drafted the guest bedroom one time, but I don't know if it keeps track across like multiple runs or just like the one time that you're playing your current active run, right? See, now if we pick storeroom, we're done. We can't do anything else. And it shows you what it looks like. That is really neat. So like if we picked den, the hallway would be wasted. Let's pick spare room. And, you know, maybe, let's see, there's tape and boxes, paint roller, nothing really that interesting. I mean, this is a puzzle game, so there's always a chance that there's something you can click on somewhere. But it looks like, yeah, see, if we pick closet, then we'd be done for the day, right? If we pick boudoir or billiard room, which I'd like to do the billiard room because I just read a note about that, and it curves off to the left like we want. So let's pick the billiard room. Okay. We don't have to play a traditional game of darts for this one. Now let's just look around back here. There's nothing behind the bar. Huh. Pool. I wonder if this game of pool that's been abandoned has any sort of hint. Maybe the pattern of the balls creates a code, right? Like that's 15, 13. You got the 8-ball, 5. Some of these are like a little hard to see. Interesting. There's... yeah, I guess it's like a pudding or something. This is billiard room rank 1, by the way. Interesting. Ah. So I pressed 15 and it's giving me 10 or 4. Now I don't actually have to pick up any darts. I just have to simply press a button. Now, am I pressing a button that corresponds with the billiard balls? Because if so, 13... oh wait, no, it's... wait, did it change? Was it always 10 and 4? 10-4, good buddy. So we got... so I pressed 15 just now, because I recognize that as a ball. I know I pressed 20. I don't think we have a 20. There's a 5, an 8, right? There's... is that a 3, I believe? I actually don't know. It looks like it might be 12. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Let's just see if we can press one. 15, 10, 15. Okay, it keeps going back. So if I press 15 and 10, it goes back to 15. 15, 4, 15, 4. Interesting. That doesn't actually... yeah. So again, you don't throw darts. There is a 15 here, but I don't think you can interact with the billiard balls, Nate, in any way. But I tried both of them just now. And I don't know if it was like, nope, you did it wrong. You didn't do it the right way at first or what. Huh. Well, you know what's great about the footstep system is that I can come back to this later. I assume. Yeah, you can. Okay. There's a gem requirement for these. Now, unfortunately, here, it looks like we're kind of screwed. Because if I take the kitchen, it blanks into the guest bedroom. If I take the nursery or the storeroom, it dead ends. So interesting. I mean, I guess we could do just the one that doesn't require a gem requirement and see what happens. Maybe it'll be like, you're done for the day now. We got a coin. And we got a key. It was a gold key, but it was the same type, I guess. We got a gem. Of course, that's what it told us that we would get, right? Now, this kind of tells us there's the starting room and then the antechamber, right? This is storeroom rank 2, by the way. Now, oh, that's a chess piece right there. Now, at the very beginning, it would appear that we're stuck and that we need to end the day, right? And we come back tomorrow and there's new rooms. I don't know if that means that we start over with 50 steps and the same, like if we keep 2 keys, 2 gems, 6 coins, that kind of thing, or what? If we just start over, we might just start over. Actually, well, it says tools and items found in the estate may not be taken off the estate. So I assume that it's like a roguelike where you just start over fresh, which is fine. Don't go where the path leads, abandon the path, and go where you want it to lead. I would assume that this is just in reference to the fact that you can draft rooms that take you where you want to go. Right? Yeah, but it looks like I kind of just... I create a prison of my own devising. Let's take a look. A dedicated storage space filled from end to end with a surplus of chairs, carpets, paintings, and a handful of other things that had at one time been in vogue and on display elsewhere in the house. Okay, depressing. This smoky back room, featuring a pool table and fully stocked bar, has served as a retreat on more than one occasion for guests lacking the social wit required for after-dinner conversation. Wow. A rather curious game of darts provided the less competitive players a unique opportunity to ponder over its unusual rules. So they have rules for the darts. I'm wondering if we're not quite at a dead end if we're able to finish out the game of darts somehow. I mean, I've got 43 different, or 43 leftover steps. You can also kind of sprint around. Where did I read about that? Was that in here? Yeah, it was right here. Let me read it again. Your new game in the billiard room. It was well worth the wait. It's a mathematical puzzle. I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. A mathematical puzzle. What I don't understand, though, is that if I press 15... Wait, maybe I can press numbers that aren't indented. Maybe that's the key. So yeah, you can press different ones. So if I press 15, it splits into 4 and 10. And if I press 20, it has me on 15 for whatever reason. If I press 1, no, it's locked me into 15. It's like you're gonna press 15. Okay, and then it highlights 4 and 10. I'm not sure why, but when I press 4, it goes back to 15. And if I press 10, it goes back to 15. So how is this a mathematical puzzle? Seems like if you press anything, it's like, nope, you're doing this. You're pressing 15, right? So you press 15. Let's see what happens if you press 6. No, it takes you back to 15. So the start is 15. You can only press one button. Huh. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. The only time I can get it to change is when I press the highlighted number the first time. But then if I press the highlighted number a second time, it takes me back to 15. I don't know how much trial and error we want to do of, like, how do you get to progress, right? But if I could establish some kind of pattern of, like, this is what it's... Because I started off pressing 20. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if that... I don't know if 15 was highlighted the whole time or what. Now, okay, if I press 14, now we got it to change. Interesting. So you press 15. You press 14. Oh, interesting. So what, okay, so what it was telling me, I figured it out. So it had the blue on 4 and 10. So blue is addition, right? So what it was telling me was I needed to press 14. Here, it wants me to add 18 and take away 4, I'm guessing, because I'm guessing yellow is subtraction, so we press 14 again. That's correct. So now 10 minus 7 is 3. Now we have a pink number, right? Pink could be multiplication. That seems to be what would make the most sense. So 4 times 5 is 20. Interesting. So you have 10. Now I'm assuming that you do them in the sequence that it's provided from interior to exterior. So you do 10 minus 4 is 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, this seems pretty intuitive. And then that gives us 2 keys. Unfortunately, we still have to leave because the map has given us nowhere else to go. So that was cool, though. I liked doing a little puzzle just for fun. Now, there may be a hidden part of the game where you're not actually stuck when you get to this point. I'm just not sure I am there yet. I don't know if I... Oh, you can go... You can actually go outside. Can you go off... Okay. That's... I mean, come on, get real. You would totally just jump over this. Well, it's locked. Can't go that way. Well, things look interesting over there in the forest. Yeah, let's look around outside, actually. Now, I'm assuming that this doesn't open up like the... Oh, make a wish. You can make a wish with a coin? I've got 6 coins. Okay. Alright. Well, thanks. Yeah, there's pathways that lead off. Feeling very mist-like at the moment. Now, see, what's this? I assume maybe you get an item like an axe or a crowbar or something, and you're able to go in there. This seems like a symbol. If we see something like this, we'll be sure to come back here. A dish for the... Oh my god. A dish for the birds. Okay, and you can go down under here too. Unlit torches. Wondering... I'm wondering what gameplay you gain from this. You know, you don't... Now, interestingly, you don't use up any steps from being out here. You can just roam as you please. And you can even just sprint around. He doesn't get tired. He's perfectly fine with it. Here's another dish for the birds. How far outside the estate... Actually, I am losing steps. Interesting. This is locked. That appears to probably be the way out. right? This is, okay, and then, well, this is different, isn't it? The campsite. Due to the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You may call it a day at any time from the blueprint menu. Oh, okay. So this is where we're sleeping. Okay. I thought we would just, like, go home. Okay, so it's more than just the estate. This is very cool. So we can get a code that opens up the apple orchard over here. There's also a path that leads down for some reason. Appears to also be a mine or something over here that's completely closed off. I feel like I'm playing kind of a modern Myst. That's more like, I guess, more of like a board gamified version. Let's see what happens when we call it a day. Tomorrow you will awake to find the rooms of the estate, as well as your current inventory will have been reset. Oh, okay. I mean, there's nothing else I can do on the estate, so we'll go ahead and call it. And actually, I'm going to take a break. When I come back, we'll start the next day. All right, we have called it, and we actually have a little stats screen here. Okay, well, next time I do a little break like that, I'll do it after we get to this screen. Interesting. Total rooms, 14. Rank reached 3. I'm not really sure what the ranks mean. We only found one item. Kind of a failure. Save and continue. Yeah, let's keep going. Day 2. I wonder if it's possible to complete the game on the first day. Now see... Okay, yeah, I don't get to keep the coin purse. I was curious if I would get that permanently or not. And I wonder if this has changed, or it appears to be the same. Okay, well, with that in mind, I'm gonna go this way first. Doesn't really matter, though. Okay, so the parlor here, this is the same parlor that I found earlier. It's worth checking out, right? Let's see if it's the same puzzle. This box is the middle box. Okay, well, that's obviously not true. The gems are in the middle box. Wait. Oh, I hate that. This box is the middle box. That is... Okay. Bro. Yeah, I got it. Okay, we actually have to, like... We're actually gonna have to employ a little bit of logic here. Unfortunately, there's 2 boxes that say they're the middle box. Now, it says the gems are in the middle box, right? So let's go through the various possibilities. If this is true, it seems impossible because both of these are not the middle box. So, I mean, just looking at the positioning here, they can't be, right? They're the left and right box. This is the middle box. However, if this is true, and these are lying, neither of these are the middle box. This is the middle box. So the gems are in here, if this is true. If this is false, then we have like then it's entirely meaningless, because then we have no clue where the gems are. If this is false, then the gems could be here or they could be here. We have a 50-50 shot. And it means that these are giving us no hints. So the only decision that I'm confident making is that the gems are in the middle. But, you know, like I said, they could be in the left or right if this one's lying. Okay, they were telling the truth. I know I overcomplicated that, but, you know, I'm still getting my feet wet with this game. Okay, so is there any way to see, like, what rank these rooms are? Let's take, you know what? Let's take the storeroom. Let's just get this out of the way, right? Let's get a coin. Let's get a key. Let's get a gem. All right. Now the picture's different this time. The picture was something else last time. This is storeroom rank 2, by the way, if that matters. If there's any blueprints experts out there that are like, what rank was it? Oh yeah. Store 2, we got store 2. Pretty early for store 2. Okay, let's check. Let's just go over this way. We could do, let's do bedroom, I guess, to give us a couple of steps. And maybe, like, sometimes there's something in these rooms that we can pick up other than a postcard. This is the same one as before. Now, yeah, the coin purse was here earlier. Now, what's this? I guess I could have looked at this earlier. I mean, this is a picture of a woman, right? She's got a brooch, though. The brooch is a moon. I wonder if that's significant. It looks like it's a crescent moon, right? As far as I could tell, there was no way to rotate that. Okay. Let's just keep going. So now we could get the pantry here. Corridor, lavatory. Let's do the pantry. This is pantry rank 2. Interesting. So this is exactly like last time. 4 coins, a banana to give us 3 steps, and then the same note as before, 5, 5, 5. I wonder if that, I mean, it's very, very definitive here. I wonder if there's like some kind of puzzle that involves 5, 5, 5 or something like that. I don't know. Let's go ahead and draft something. So again, we could do lavatory here. We could do nook, which gives us a key. Let's do den though. Gives us more options. And that way we can put a dead end over there. What a great room this is. Yeah, the clock is continuing to run, huh? That looks like a gem. Thank you. We've got 4 gems, 5 coins, and 1 key so far. Seems like a pretty good haul. I am going to try to draft right here. And we're going to try to put a dead end here. Like the closet, for example. Commissary is a room I've never seen before. I've never seen the closet either, though. 2 items in the closet. Looks like we got a ivory die plus 1 die. While drafting, you may use a die to roll new floor plans. Cool. And then we got another key. There's the number 10 here. That could be significant for something. There's also a stag. I don't know if those are significant in any way for a future puzzle, but it does seem like the rooms are interconnected at least a little bit. Let's go forward with the den right here. Let's see. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose a coin. That's greater chance of finding items in green rooms. The veranda. Or we can redraw the floor plan, but we can only do that once. Let's do the veranda, because I haven't seen this one before. Well, look at that. It's facing outside. I imagine you could only get this room facing along the outside wall here. So there's probably some rooms Oh. Metal detector. Greater chance of finding a key and coins. This is veranda rank 3, by the way. There's probably rooms that, due to their shape or due to something like this, they can only be along the sides or in the middle or something like that. Because imagine drafting this in the middle. It wouldn't make any sense. Huh. I thought that was something. Okay, let's, dude, drafting is really fun. Okay, so this, apparently the utility closet has a breaker box. Now the problem with taking the utility closet or the lavatory, which it keeps being like, you want to do the lavatory, is that we're gonna run out of doors. We've only used up 2 dead ends, and we've got at least 2 more to cycle through, if my theory is correct. Because I've noticed that once you draft a room, at least I haven't seen the same rooms up until now. Let's do commissary, items for sale. It requires a gem, but we have some coins, and we can buy some stuff. There's also a fun arcade game for dirigiblocks, apparently. And a water cooler. Metal detector is going off. Oh, wow. That was actually pretty useful. So we got 2 coins over there. It's also... Oh, no, it's not also going off for that. Staff notice. Effective the first week of December, payroll will all live out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Okay, so when we draft those rooms, we'll be able to see an electronic computer terminal. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. The terminal password is crossed out! No! By the way, this is commissary rank 4. I don't know what that means. Without, so without ampersand, with sand. Right? Or mountains? Sorry, I was thinking like sand dunes. The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Sorry for any inconvenience. Day 12 to day 16? You think I'm gonna be here day 16? Wow. So, I've got 7 coins. Apparently, you can spend 10 on 4 gems. You can spend 8 on running shoes. I'm not sure why. Or 8 for a sledgehammer. My initial thought is we want the sledgehammer. I'm going to choose not to buy anything for now. I'm going to keep drafting. And we're heading back towards the center of the estate. Now we could just give up here and be like, fine. Fine, your precious lavatory is here. Right? I feel like that limits our options a little bit. I think I'd rather do courtyard. Oh. There's just a free sledgehammer here. Can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. This is courtyard rank 4, by the way. Thank you, metal detector. Now, can I take this? I can also take the shovel. Looks like it could be useful for digging. Like right here? Nothing of interest was buried here. But do I still have the shovel? I do. I've got lots of very useful items, it would seem. I got a coin. A rather dirty coin. Okay, so if I find a dirt pile, I can dig it up, which might mean that if we get more outdoor tiles, we should look into it. Now, if I go south, I could do a dead end here. I could do the precious lavatory. Oh, interesting. The nook seems to be wasted here. Maybe we could make this the utility closet with the breaker box. Now, I'm not sure what use the breaker box is. If we wanted to turn off the lights somewhere, I guess we would do it here. Right? Gymnasium, dark room, garage. So the garage power is off. The dark room and the gymnasium are on. But I don't see... We can also turn off the keycard entry system. I don't see any reason to do that just yet. We've got enough footsteps to where we can make our way back here later if we want. Now, one thing I'd like to do... I am going to draft here. We could do the chapel here. Or we could do... Alternatively, we could do the guest bedroom. And then we could go back to the entrance hall. But I think I'll do the chapel. I know we're going to lose a coin. But what we lose in coins, we may gain in some other advantage, maybe? Maybe a note? Very interesting stained glass. Okay, these should definitely be for a puzzle, right? 5. Lots of, so the 5 has a broom. 2 has an oar. 3 has a pitchfork. 4 has a feather duster. 6 has like a horse riding switch or something like that, perhaps. I'm not exactly sure what those are for. 1 is a hoe, right? Or maybe not a hoe, but okay. So we would need that for something. I don't know what, but I imagine there's another puzzle somewhere that we could do that. Before we get any crazier here, I am gonna go back to the entrance hall because I did kind of make myself I did kind of corner myself there. And I want to start filling out the rooms. So I'm gonna go back. Very seamless experience so far in this game. When you go into the bedroom, you get bed plus 2. Oh, like 2 steps? Well, that seems like whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. Oh, but you can't like farm that. Because you lose 1 when you leave and you lose 1 when you enter. So you can't farm steps. Okay, so hallway doesn't do anything for us. I think we should do spare room. I think what I don't understand about the one that says it's always unlocked is I'm like, why would it be locked, you know? Okay. Dining room. Each day, a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. Great. I'm going to go ahead and get guest bedroom. And we're just going to place it right here, I guess. I know it like hurts our chapel, but we've just got to get rid of it, I think. Okay, so we get 10 steps here. Guest bedroom, rank 3. Wait. Right, this is about the billiard room. A magnifying glass. Inspect documents of the estate more closely. Really? Do you think that there's something... Do you think that there's a hidden message here? That's very interesting. I mean, that's definitely a K and an L. I don't see anything suspicious, though. But now you got me wondering about all the documents. Now you got me suspicious. Okay, now we're gonna make the long trek back. We finally used up the guest bedroom. We've only got the lavatory left for a dead end, I think. Unless there's one I haven't seen yet. We're also unfortunately out of gems, but we do have a reroll with the die. So we're doing okay, I think. Wait. Yeah, because I don't know, like, what else you would use this for, genuinely. But I also don't know what I'm looking for here. Okay. Can you inspect this more closely? It's definitely a crescent moon. I don't think it's going to show me anything. I think it's only going to show me something that, like, if I can see it with my naked eye, but I can't quite make it out, that's when I use the magnifying glass. I'm not just going to use it on any willy-nilly thing. Okay. So, I have the sledgehammer. I would love to get the running shoes. Instead, I'm going to spend some of my gold because I'm about to go through the chapel anyway. I'm just going to buy 2 gems. Because I don't think you have to spend coins to go through a room, but you do have to spend gems potentially. Alright, now this is the only door we have open, which I'm a little worried about. But we do have a reroll. Okay, food for sale in the kitchen. That's cute. I'm thinking maybe we do Nook here. We get so many keys. I mean, it's not really that useful. Oh. If you want to continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Antechamber appears to be sealed by all 4 sides. Must be a way to open. Now see, this is something we wouldn't be able to see without the magnifying glass. Billiard puzzle notes. We already figured this out. Blue addition, yellow subtraction, pink multiplication, purple division. Order of operations. That's great, but we figured that out on our own. Since blank has many secrets that here will take to his... Yeah, I don't know. To his grave? I don't know. Secrets that he will take to his grave. Sinclair has many secrets that he will take to his grave. Well, that's not very helpful. So the antechamber is sealed by all 4 sides. So we've got to do something before we get to the antechamber to open it. That's helpful. Yeah, there's a key there. I got it. Okay. You can calm down. This is Nook rank 4. Okay. Let's do bunk room, y'all, and just end. Let's see. Workshop. Combine inventory to create new items. Well, that is the only way that we can get through this is if we do security here. View inventory of all items currently in the house. Okay. Wow, look at this. What? A cutscene? I'm assuming that it doesn't play this every single time we draft security. It must just be the first time. My wife texted me. Oh. Okay. Security rank 3, by the way. Blue memos equals true. Red memos equals lies. Unless written by hand. That's important. Glad I broke out the magnifying glass for that. Although I could probably have read that without it. So blue is true. Red is... what rhymes with red? The telephone here. Tapes. What am I looking at with this? Welcome to Mount Holly Security. Press enter. Okay. View estate inventory. The following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that have yet to be collected. This list will be updated as new rooms are added. So 0 of anything. Right. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know if it would show rooms that have yet to be revealed, but I guess that makes sense because we haven't drafted them yet. Log into network. The terminal password, unfortunately, was scribbled out. Keycard system. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. The keycard system is currently operational. So if we want to turn that off, could we do that? Set security level. Determines the amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. E.g., you should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting and 5 or 6 with a high setting. Well, let's do low then, because I don't have a key card. Change offline mode. This mode determines the default setting the security doors will be set to if power is lost, during a blackout, for example. As a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working the estate. Okay. Alright, yeah. Confirm setting. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Well, wait, was there another thing they could have done? Yeah, I don't have the password, though. You know, maybe I should have looked at that with the, this is the only door that we have. And this one's, okay, it's boarded up. Nice. We can't use the sledgehammer on it. You sure? Staff notice. Effective the first week of December. Oh, this is the same one. We can actually... Swan Song is the terminal password. Okay. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked, and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Really? Okay. Keycard access. Security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Now, I'm guessing that there's not a key card in here, because if there was a key card, then it wouldn't matter if we had more security doors. What is it recording? Oh my gosh. Let's put in Swan Song. Let's log in. Log into network. Password accepted. We're connecting to the network. It's doing the dial-up sound. Wow, we can go anywhere. Staff services. We can punch in and out. Staff announcements. Request schedule change. Special orders. I don't think anyone else has access to this network this month except you, Simon. So if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you. Your friends in faithful service. Why you guys gotta sound like a cult? Special orders. If you'd like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, the commissary is now taking special orders for all members of the staff. They can take 1 to 3 days. I'm broke, so... Let's see. Request schedule change. The service has been temporarily disabled. As of November 4th, all work has been suspended at Mount Holly, and all domestic staff has been placed on extended paid leave in accordance with the instructions left by the old man himself. Okay, well, that's fine. Remote terminal access. Is it possible to connect to other active terminals elsewhere on the estate using RTA? Okay. No other terminals are currently connected. Office, laboratory, shelter. Okay. That's fine, yeah, because those rooms aren't on the map. Let's look at email. The permissions of this terminal do not allow for access, or the permissions do not allow for access to the electronic mail account. Currently, this feature can only be accessed via the terminal located in the office. Fine. Data transfers from Synca are not currently available. Wow. Glossary of terms. Dead end is any room lacking a second doorway. If a room ever has additional doorways, it is not considered a dead end, even if those doorways are blocked. Okay. Dig. Occasionally you might find piles of dirt on the estate. These dig spots, often found in green rooms, can be dug up with the help of a shovel and may contain hidden items. Dirigiblocks. In the commissary, players may find an arcade cabinet for the popular game Dirigiblocks. To the dismay of bored members of the staff, the cabinet has not been in working order for the last several years. Although the game is not currently accessible, it is scheduled to be added in a future patch. Wow. Directory contains detailed information for all rooms on the estate that you have drafted. Some of these are really self-explanatory. Draft pool. The draft pool is the total collection of currently available floor plans from which 3 are drawn at the beginning of each draft. Okay, so there is a pool. So my theory was correct. Color. The color of a floor plan will usually indicate the type of room. Violet for bedrooms, orange for hallways, green for green rooms, yellow for shops, red for red rooms, and blue for blueprints. Why would I need more blueprints? Let's see. Draw. Drawing is the initial pulling of the 3 floor plans from the draft pool at the beginning of drafting. To illustrate the difference between drawing and drafting, remember that 3 floor plans are drawn, but only 1 is drafted. That makes sense. Any of these that we want, I'm not gonna like look at all of them. Any that seem interesting. So far, they seem pretty self-explanatory. Permanent. Most things on the estate reset from one day to the next. It's the nature of the house. However, a few things are permanent and are usually marked as such. Permanent changes do not reset each day. I would love to find out what are permanent. Special floor plan. Slightly more rare and cost gems to draft. They often offer more unique, complex, and exciting effects. So gems are totally worth it. So if I had had 10 coins, I could have had 4 gems that would have been worth my money. Spread. When a spread occurs, items are randomly distributed across all rooms currently active on the estate. The more rooms in your house, the larger the spread. Oh, okay, so if you get locker room, it says spread keys throughout the house. Office. Opportunity to earn and spread coins, I guess. Rarity. There's 4 rarities: commonplace, normal, uncommon, and rare. How often a floor plan is drawn from the drafting pool is determined by its rarity. Rank. Each row of rooms in your house make up a rank. As you progress north, the rank increases. Oh, there are 9 ranks listed on Mount Holly's official blueprint. Among the staff, whispers of a 10th rank can often be heard. Okay, so... Okay, I get it. So if it's like right next to the entrance, if it's in the same row as the entrance, that's rank 1. If it's up, it's 1 row, it's rank 2. Up 1 row, rank 3. Up 1 row, rank 4. So if we wanted to get a specific room at a specific rank, I don't know if it changes. Or maybe certain ranks only have certain rooms. Huh. Okay. Trunk. Yeah, a small wooden chest often found in rooms, always locked, and usually containing a few items of interest. So we have a sledgehammer for that. West Wing. The west wing rooms of the house are the 9 rooms that border the very left edge of the house. Okay, in the east wing are the 9 rooms that bore the very right. Okay. Okay, I feel pretty satisfied with that. Let's log out for now. So that was a lot of information. Dark room. You cannot see the floor plans while drafting in this room. Huh. Well, that's okay. The dark room. You know, interestingly, we could go back to the utility closet, and can't we turn off the power in the dark room or something like that? Boudoir would... I think we want dark room. Let's take that. Oh. Okay, see? Now that's interesting. So if I go back, right? Then could I turn the power back on? Sorry, I don't have any coins. Dark room got shut off. So if I turn it back on, then what happens? Does it flicker again? I lucked out and it's pretty close. Okay, so it's back on. Okay. So that's like an interesting puzzle there. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. I was really hoping. Oh, 1128. That might be the code. It's got to be for the apple orchard. 1128. Okay. Cinca Company. I love the magnifying glass. Very fun. Okay, yeah. Interesting. So Sinclair took a couple photos of himself. Took a couple selfies. Red means scary, y'all. Now see, she's got a broom and she's got a feather duster. I wonder if that has anything to do with the stained glass in the chapel. Alright, let me read that. Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. Well, why should I trust you? Is that a green memo? Are you in Hartley's room right now? Huh? These are things you gotta think about. See this guy, oh, he's just laughing it up. Now, why'd you zoom in? Okay. Green memos, I'll be sure to remember that. Green rooms in Hartley's, green memos in Hartley's room are always false. We got a key, which is great, and there's a note there and stuff. I'm just kind of looking around. Okay, this is... Okay, it's 1128 still. Who's that? Oh. Print notes. H.S. Sinclair has requested yet another print of her ladyship. I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark, so keep an eye on that. Okay, so her rooms appear in the West Wing, which is where we are right now. Too dark. The last development was too dark. So he wanted one to be lighter, maybe to hide a clue. This one's much lighter than this one. That one's really blurry. That one's really blurry. Okay, we can go up, or we can go down. If we go down, we can use up one of the dead ends. Mailroom. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. So if we draft mailroom, we draft the mailroom, then the next day we can come back and draft another mailroom. Sure. Yeah. My order's been placed. Cinca. Okay. 4, 5, 3, 4, 7, 8, 2. That's probably nothing. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Ravane to sender, as he is no longer employed with our staff. Okay. Did they ever prove he was the one that stole the Baron's mail? Denny Ravane? Utility room fuse box. Oh. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address the client has provided. Well, we don't have access to that yet. We don't have the office. Press any button above to activate blue. Press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. 5 purple indicators are needed to activate the 6th. Okay. You know, I remember seeing that. Press any button. We need to have 5 purple indicators. Alright. So if I go back to the utility closet, I'm a little worried about running out of steps. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna use up 10 for us to get there, but I figure I have the utility room. I just read that note. I can just go see, and then in future days when I draft utility room, I'll know what to do. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, that is so... But it has to be next to a red one. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, I get it now. Oh, wait, it's... So you have to turn them all purple. So you start off with them green, right? Now when you press a blue, it flips... It flips the ones next to it. So if you just keep pressing blues... Right, how do you get it back to green, though? But I guess... Huh. Okay. If you press purple, it goes back to blue. So blue next to a red turns it purple. Okay. Oh my god, bro. I'll just remember that. And, like, I don't know what that's for. But we'll find out next time, okay? I just don't have time to get into that right now. Okay, 11. So, we've really just got this. Let's see. If we do lavatory, we're done. So we have to do dining room. Each day, a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. Okay. So this is rank 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So rank 8 is here. So once we get there, we can go back to the dining room and get a meal. If we even have any steps there by then. Oh. Car keys. A spare set of car keys. Right. Okay, well, oh, the door's locked. We have to use one of our 4 keys. We're starting to find locked doors. Maid's chamber. Less likely to find items laying around in your house. Ooh, or we could take the boudoir. The garage would be game over. Let's do boudoir. Oh. Calm down. Oh, wow. A safe in the boudoir. No? I don't even know if it's powered on. I don't know how many digits it is. Or anything. Oh, there's a coin down there. I see it. I keep wanting to crouch, but I can't crouch. It won't let me. Okay. So you want me to like... Ah, aha. Dude, the magnifying glass. Okay, it doesn't actually tell you anything for the code. But it looks like the... Dude, the safe was wrapped. Okay. There's a mirror right there. Huh. Do you think the code is 1225? Christmas. That would be insane. Oh my god. Are you an idiot? Oh my god. Now the red memos always lie. Remember we found the security office? Unless it's handwritten. It's handwritten. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marion's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name or fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid, and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year. Daniel. Wow, it's a note from my dad. And apparently it's not a lie because it's handwritten, right? And there's the number 4 on the envelope. Huh. Okay, so we just got some lore there. Ugh, billiard room would be a dead end. Drawing room. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. Don't know what that means, really. Huh. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Right. Yeah, I've got that. Okay, yep. Another portrait of you. Fascinating. We really just are in disbelief. We are in awe. We're in awe of you. Okay, let's go up. Oh! Okay, we use a key. Now we draft. So we can do hallway. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. We are kind of running low on steps, aren't we? Might as well use up, you know. Okay, I got 5 steps for that. The nursery. Interesting. Blocks. What's that? Oh, a gem? Huh. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. Now, is this a memo? There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he had read in the bath and the bed. And maybe you can guess, with the clues that we have said, it was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you. In fact, in the same room. The prince had a love of all things red, the only true color, the prince often said. A story about you, if it need to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. Huh. Look at the little Mother Goose over here. Okay. I'm not sure how that helps us. If it does at all. Okay, we will go this way. Locksmith keeps... We gotta do corridor. We gotta keep going as long as we can. Oh, there's a key right there. Thanks. I would have totally missed that. I didn't have the metal detector. Oh my gosh, bro. And we gotta do hallway, right? Or we could do kitchen. It's a gem requirement, though. +1 star each time you've drafted observatory? Oh, this actually... Yeah, this actually turns to the left. Huh. The Fixed Stars, the Stargazer's Companion to Constellations. This book contains a complete star base, a list of constellations and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. North Star, +1 gold. The Twins, 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. All the way back there, the Slice, +3 steps. Diamondus Minor, +1 gem. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today, the Southern Cross. Apples are extra delicious today, +1 key. +5 gems. Dead-end rooms are more common today, that sucks. Everything is 50% off today. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. Okay, so... Huh. I wonder how many stars there are in the sky. Would love to see. Just want to come up here and see if I... Wait. Okay. But I need to turn it, obviously. Okay. North Star. Okay. Pretty cool, but like, obviously we can make it go up further, can't we? No, we can't. Okay. All right. Well, neat. Office. Opportunity to earn coin. And to earn and spread coin. Whenever you enter gymnasium, lose 2 steps. Or the wine cellar, which is a dead end. Okay, well, gymnasium, that's kind of terrible, isn't it? Let's do... Oh, we don't have the gems for office. We gotta pick gymnasium, okay? We lose 2 steps in here. Woof. And we lose the 1 for just entering naturally, so we actually lose a lot. The gymnasium, huh? There's that stag and theater again. Hoople, it says. Alright. Well, you know what? Just because we drafted doesn't mean we have to go in it. Bunk room, this room counts as 2 bedrooms. We go in there, we get 10 steps, right? Yeah, that is how it works. Good. Okay, you know what? It didn't tell me about the gems, my metal detector. Maybe it only tells me about coins, I don't know. Flashlight there. Oh, a hamster. Oh, an animal. Hi. Drum. Oh. Today is a good day because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as fun as they told me it would be. But today will be a good day because he's at camp. Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college, and I get to finally return to him the book I took from him a long, long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how he survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. He scribbled that out. I still would rather have had a sister. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home, Simon. Aw, isn't that nice? These two are crazy. That is fun. We are still going. Look at us. I've been trying to hold off, but I need to... Is there a way to like... Save and quick. Okay. I want to save and quick. I will come right back to this. I've got to help my wife with something. But this is maybe a good pausing point because I don't know how much longer we're going to be on this. Not yet. Oh, no, you can't. Okay. You know what? Then I will just leave it open while I go do this. All right. I am back. Yeah, went outside, so my hair's up now. Deal with it. There's few more deal with it-esque looks than a ponytail. All right, let's go ahead and exit the gymnasium, and we'll see what we get. Oh, it's locked? Wait, didn't we already unlock it, or no? Did I imagine that? Okay, interesting. We can get a passageway, however, it would be totally wasted here because it only goes one way. If we take the conference room... Oh, it goes back into the corridor, and then the lavatory ends the run. So we have to take the passageway. Or we can redraw. Honestly, we don't have that many more rooms left available to us. So let's just go ahead and take the passageway. Okay, and we can't go that way or that way. But I did want to see if there was maybe possibly anything hidden. You know what? I wonder if there's like a loose brick or something. That would be kind of cool. Anyway, well, wait, what? The security door is locked by electronic key card. No way. Oh, well, this is really anticlimactic. Because I had this whole thing of like, oh, I'm going to take a quick break because looks like we got a long way to go. Well, I don't have the key card, so I have a shovel, a sledgehammer, a metal detector, car keys. I don't think we can even make it back to the entrance hall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we lose 2 for the gymnasium, so 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10, yeah. We can't make it back, so we might as well just end the day. That is so annoying. Call it a day. We're gonna call it. Now, when we come back, the mail room will have a delivery for us if we get lucky enough that mail room is in the card pool. So look at that. 20 total rooms. You know what? I don't think you're getting a good look at it. Let me go over here so you can check it out in its full glory. New rooms, 17. Hey, not bad. Steps taken, 69. Nice. We reached rank 7 for only one room, the bunk room. Prosaic Inn. I wonder what did it say that before? Or is that like a name that's dependent on what we unlock? If so, that's very cool. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and exit. Do I want to keep going? I think I want to do another run. Why not? You can't stop me. Well, the problem is that it's gonna be bedtime for my daughter in about 40 minutes or so. I don't know if I can reliably finish up a run by then. So, yeah. You know what? Let's just go ahead and wrap up first impressions and thoughts about Blue Prince. When we come back on day 3, I'm going to use that code, the 1128 on the apple orchard. Don't worry, I won't forget. Got an ironclad memory. It's locked away. Even if I come back in 3 days, I'll remember it. That won't happen though. Probably record it later tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I don't want to start a run because then you can't save and quit without ending the day. So yeah, my thoughts on Blue Prince so far are very interesting. I think this is a very interesting game. I can see why it's caused such a stir. I mean, comparatively, you know, it's no Marvel rivals, right? But for an indie puzzle game, this is very cool, very impressive, and I'm having a great time with it so far. I can see, because I have heard complaints about RNG. That is one thing that I've heard about the game. And I can see why having the day reset and have new rooms and everything, I can see why that would be frustrating. But I think ultimately it's a really cool feature of the game that you can replay it over and over again. And you can kind of become an expert of it. So by the time you reach whatever, the 47th room, you're kind of like you've learned all this lore from going through rooms and finding these notes and, you know, because we're learning a little bit about Simon, a little bit about Sinclair, a little bit about the family dynamic, a little bit about the, you know, Simon's father and Simon's brother. It seems like it's going to be a very well-paced game, just from what I'm seeing so far. And I think, you know, I love roguelikes, so, you know, Dead Cells is one of my favorite games of all time. Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games of all time, just to name a few. So I enjoyed that style of game. And I think a narrative roguelike, if you will, like this, is a really cool idea. It kind of reminds me of... I just played this a few months ago, The Forgotten City. Wasn't that what it was called? Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, because that was kind of a roguelike as well, but it was a narrative roguelike where you got reset and you continued to uncover like permanent upgrades and lore, and if you knew more about the lore, you could progress further when you reset. So I'm thinking that that's going to be a similar thing here, where the more rooms that we unlock, every time we reset, we learn a little bit more about our path to the end. You know, like going through the security room seemed like kind of a milestone. It got its own cutscene and everything. We learned, and I wonder too. I wonder if like the passwords change. I wonder if Swan Song is always the password to the security room, because if it is, then anytime we find the security room from now on, we can just put in that password and get in. It wouldn't surprise me if it was randomly generated. Likewise, I don't know if 1128 is going to work when I try to open the apple orchard, because for all I know, that's different from run to run as well. They make it sound, I've noticed that they were pretty careful with how they phrased things. They make it sound like really just the rooms and the items change. So I don't know if the codes are like permanent upgrades. Once you discover them and you know them in your head, you can just input them without the required room. Because like if we get to the security room without getting like the magnifying glass, then we don't know what's in that scribble, right? So it seems like you need to get the magnifying glass before the security room, and if the password changes every run, then that could get frustrating. But if I just know it, and every time I see the security room I'm like, Swan Song, then that would be great. I think either way I'm fine with it. Just one's a little bit more user-friendly. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the blueprints so far, or just blueprints. I think I've been calling it the blueprints. I've been doing that boomer thing where you put the in front of everything. Blueprints. Yeah. Interesting that we read the Red Prince story. I wonder if the title will make sense the further we go on. Red memos are always false. Keep that in mind, right? So there's a red and blue theme for sure here. I mean, start off with the blueprint. But yeah, I'm really into it, and I'm excited to play more of it. You can expect a new video dropping of this tomorrow. So if you're really into the playthrough so far and you really want to see more, there'll be a new one tomorrow. And if you're watching this way into the future, there's a playlist in the description where you can watch the whole thing right now. You can just binge it. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Think critically.